Hey everyone, Dr. Steve here, best-selling author of Unhypnosis, creator of the mindful selling and leadership products like Unhypnosis for direct sellers, network marketers, and entrepreneurs, voted one of the top 25 must-have products by Direct Selling Live, and of course Unhypnosis, how to wake up, start over, and create the life you're meant to live. Listen, I want to thank you for your time over the last few weeks, and I hope you've gotten tons of value from these training videos and that you're already beginning to see possibilities you didn't see before. This is my love, this is my passion, to share insights and inspiration with you, to deliver usable tools to transform your life from the inside out. Thanks so much for your comments and your questions, because that's how I know I'm reaching you. This is a funny business. Unless I'm doing a live program, I have no way of knowing how you're receiving my words. And I rely on you to share your feedback and your reactions. Otherwise, it's a lonely journey. So to review what we've already covered up to this point, this has been a video training program on developing mindfulness to gain mastery over your emotions, get into action, and get things done. It's always been my hope that you take the training tools and use them and discover for yourself how they help you to become the kind of person you want to be. If you've been using the tools, you've already probably begun to notice some interesting things. You may notice that you don't get as angry or frustrated as you used to. Maybe you notice that your sense of humor has improved, or that you're actually thinking more clearly, coming up with answers more quickly. You might have noticed a change in your level of courage. Your sales and recruiting efforts have probably begun to improve, along with many other aspects of your life, including your relationships. So I expect you're seeing some really good stuff. Now, in the first session, we focused on mindfulness, on the formula. We started out by talking about the 4 principles of mindfulness. Life is stressful. Stress comes from attachment. Attachment can be cured by changing your state, and there's a roadmap to get you there. We talked about the 3-part nature of the roadmap. Live an honorable life, learn to focus, gain wisdom, and I gave you my daily 8, a series of rituals to help you develop discipline, focus, and optimism. In our second session, we focused on a basic, no-nonsense, effective, repeatable process for meditating, free of any woo-woo stuff, completely straightforward and to the point. And we talked a little bit about how your perspective begins to change when you incorporate a regular meditation practice into your life. And we also alluded to the ways that this practice can improve your business by keeping you in action and giving you greater insight into the real reasons that you avoid action. And then we jumped into a very practical process based on mindfulness techniques to rapidly dissolve negative emotions. We talked about how your life will change when you're no longer a slave to your emotions, and how fear, anger, frustration, depression, anxiety all have that same basic quality and can be dissolved in the same way. We focused on the idea of getting out of your head and into your body, releasing the need to figure things out, and replacing that habit with a habit of simple observation. We also proposed a radical shift in thinking from seeing our upsets as something that shouldn't happen to seeing them as a wonderful opportunity for insight and growth. Throughout this process, I've tried to keep bringing it back to the practical applications of this mindset. I've continued to repeat the benefits of a mindful lifestyle in terms of happiness, success, and fulfillment. I even shared a few stories about my own self, my own life. I had a tough upbringing coming from the traditional dysfunctional family. What I learned from years of struggle with depression and anxiety and low self-esteem was what helped me to have the ability to help you now. You may have all sorts of residual emotional scars. You may have a whole list of what you think is wrong with you. And let me tell you that the things that you most reject, once you learn to embrace them, will change your life, and they'll change the lives of everyone you know. You have to love yourself. You have to own your dysfunction. You have to bring love and humor to your experience, because that's what matters. In fact, it's all that matters. I talk about how we're living in a changing world and how we're on the brink of a breakthrough, but that breakthrough requires a shift in consciousness on the individual level. You need to do your part. Then you'll be a pebble in the pond, sending ripples out in all directions. Now here's the bottom line. You won't make any kind of difference for yourself or anyone else until you get into action. You have to put your money where your mouth is. It does no good to be a spiritual person who takes no useful action. Just thinking spiritual thoughts doesn't make you spiritual. Just meditating doesn't make you spiritual. You have to take action. That's true whether you're trying to earn a living or raise a family or empower a community. You have to do something. And we have a very clever, very sneaky mind that tries to convince us that saying mantras and burning incense and wearing natural fibers makes us think we've arrived and that we're better than everybody else. And guess what? It ain't true. If you're not in action, if you're not doing your part, if you're telling yourself that you're poor because you're spiritual, you're fooling yourself. Success and prosperity go hand in hand with spirituality. But you have to have the courage to look below the surface and see what's really stopping you. Not what your mind is trying to convince you is stopping you. For example, you may think you're not selling your products because to do so is pushy and shallow. But that's not true. The real reason you're not doing it is you're afraid. And fear is not spiritual. Fear is not mindful. I want you to succeed on every level. And here's what it takes and why it's the most conscious, mindful, spiritual thing that you can do. To succeed with integrity, you have to take action. Results follow action. But to take action, you need to have motivation. And that motivation has to be bigger than your mental blocks. That's how Procrastination Annihilation was born. See, I wanted to produce a program that would bring mindfulness principles to an age-old problem. What stops us really? How do we motivate ourselves to get past those obstacles? So let me tell you a little bit about this program and how you can join us next time around. And after that, I'm going to give you my favorite quote. I hope that you feel that I've given you enough in this free training series to warrant hearing about this program. And I hope that you can appreciate the level of commitment and love that I bring to everything that I produce. Procrastination Annihilation is a 6-week course. What you'll get from it is how to get into action and stay in action no matter how you feel. You'll learn about the 8 flavors of procrastination. You'll learn a system for discovering which one fits you in any given situation, and then you'll have specific action steps for each of those 8. So no matter what's been stopping you, you'll have a remedy, and you'll get into action. If you've been sitting on your business, not recruiting, not booking, not presenting, not following up with prospects, this program is going to show you how to find the motivation, the courage, the focus, and the clarity to start doing those things. If you've been feeling overwhelmed or unsupported, I'm going to show you how to break it all down into manageable steps and how to get support from the people around you. Imagine feeling like you're really part of a team, doing what you love and making money at it, getting some balance in your life, and getting your relationships in order, having more fun. That's what this program is all about. Now, other things you'll learn are the 3 components of lasting change: how to manage yourself so you're a great employee for you, how to be as accountable to yourself as you are to others, and exactly what I've done to be able to write 3 best-selling books in less than a week each. You're going to become more productive than you've ever thought possible, and you'll be taking action, not as a result of willpower or effort, but with a spirit of play and fun. We're going to cultivate your imagination, give you some tools to overcome stress and low energy, and make taking action a natural form of self-expression. Think about that. What you do as a reflection of who you are, and every sale and every business conversation as a contribution to the lives of others. We're going to deal with remedies for boredom, overwhelm, apathy, fear, and a whole host of other obstacles you now face. This is one of my favorite programs. It's my baby. I really hope I've earned the right to share it with you now. If you're interested in reserving space in the next Procrastination Annihilation course, just click the link below and you'll be taken to a registration page. When you get there, you'll also see a bunch of testimonials from people who have studied this material with me, like Dana Wilde, who said, "This is the most important information I've ever seen for getting people to finally work their business." Oh, one more thing. 10% of every registration goes to the charity of your choice. So when you register, just put down your favorite charity and we'll make a donation to them in your name. Sound good? Great. Just click the link below, but first, my favorite quote. This is from Goethe. And before I say it, I want to acknowledge you one more time. And whether you join Procrastination Annihilation now or procrastinated a while longer before doing it, it's been a true pleasure being with you. Now the quote. Whatever you can do or think you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. God bless you.